Hey guys, I'm back again with a brand new video for you all. And finally, I brought you the best teams that we can run for the next season in the Open Great League. And I've got you 20 teams. This video also includes the teams suggested by our Discord server members. Now, the meta next season is going to be Clodsire, Jumpluff, Gastrodons, Dunsparce, etc, etc. And a lot of the people are going to use Clodsire and Jumpluff. These two Pokemon are going to be everywhere in the next season in Open Great League. So be ready for them or use them. And one thing I want to tell you guys is, for example, I'm suggesting you an ABB style team with, for example, Wigglytuff and Dunsparce and Licky. That is ABB team weak against fighting type Pokemons, right? Now in that team you can also run Clefable instead of Wigglytuff, or even Jumpluff in the lead and run two Pokemons at the back weak against fighting type. So that was just an example, and that is how it's going to work. You can always modify every team with your own style. Now, before we start the video, I want to request everybody, if you like the channel contents and if you have not yet subscribed the channel, then please do subscribe the channel and do join our Discord server. The link is in the description. And if you want your battle videos to be shoutcasted in the channel, then please send me your battle videos. The forum link is in the description. And we have started channel membership, so if you want to support our channel, then channel membership is a great way. Do check out the channel membership perks. So without any further ado, let's start the video. So the first team we'll be talking about is going to be Clodsire and Mandibuzz and Jumpluff, ABB Flyer. Now stuffs like Bastodon and Carbinks, Clodsire can handle them pretty well, and our backline is pretty weak against them. So yeah, fighters got nowhere to go against this team. We've got Poison and Double Flyer. Now those Karate Chops, the fast moves, are gonna do only neutral damage against only Mandibuzz here. Both the other Pokemons are gonna resist those fighting moves. And yeah, this is going to be a solid team and very balanced team. You can run this team. And another team is going to be AWAC. I like to call it AWAC, right? And Dunsparce and Gastrodon. Now kind of RPS here. And yep, Gastrodon is going to be weak against those grass. That is why AWAC in the lead. And Dunsparce is going to be kind of safe swap in this team now. If you understand this team. If you don't like, if your lead is like somewhat neutral, then you can just swap into your Dunsparce. Now a lot of the people, except their grass is not flyers like Tropius or Jumpluff, they might bring the grass type Pokemon against a Dunsparce. And you can also run ABB and run other ground instead of Dunsparce in this team, but yeah, Dunsparce is going to be a very good safe swap. You can also put Licky there. All right, and yeah, this team is going to be very good, and AWAC is also going to be very good. Gastrodon and Dunsparce are not only going to be the meta, AWAC is also going to be very good. Look at that hard hitting Shadow Bone. Shadow Bone. You can also run Shadow Ball there, right? And Bone Club and Fire Spin got buffed, so AWAC is going to be really interesting pick in next season. And I think only one day is remaining, right? So we gotta use it. And this is going to be another team for Alligator, Jumpluff, and Clefable. Now, this team is a pretty balanced team here. Look at that. Both the Pokemon at the back are going to be weak against Clodsire, and for Alligator, with like shielding that one Earthquake, you're gonna reach to those Hydrocans much quickly, right? It's gonna be a very interesting team against those like Clodsires, right? And yeah, this team is kind of pretty good. And if you use Shadow for Alligator, that is also even better. I think Shadow for Alligator actually loses to Gastrodons, so Jumpluff is a very good answer against those Gastrodons, right? And this team is going to be good. Both the Pokemon at the back are going to be weak against fire type Pokemon, and we got water type, Water Beast up front in the lead there. You can also use Shadow and normal, both variants. It's your choice there. Moving on to another team, it's going to be Clefable, Diggers, and Dunsparce. Now ABB weak against fighting at the back, and we got Fairy up front. So that's how it's gonna go. And there are still going to be some Talonflames, right? So Talonflame, if you see it in the lead, you can bring in your Diggersby. And now Fire Punch is not preferred. Instead of that, Hyper Beam is preferred in Diggersby. So it's gonna be good against those flyers like Talonflame as well, or else it would have been like hard warred by those Talonflames, right? Or even Alterias. And Sky Attack is like nerf. Altaria usage is gonna get low now. And Dunsparce with that rollout is going to be very good against those Skeletorges and Talonflames. And so we also got Rock Slide there. So this is pretty interesting and balanced team. And we got Drill Run and Scorching Sand, one ground and one, I call it pseudo ground Dunsparce with that because of that Drill Run. And if you see Clotsire, you can just save swap into your Dunsparce and keep Diggersby at the back. That's how this team is going to roll. Now it's going to be a little bit difficult against those Jumplofs. So that can be the core breaker of this team, but you have to do some teamwork, and it's going to be fine with Clefable also, and also fine again with your Dunsparce with those Jumplofs as well. Now, yeah, this team is pretty going to be very fun to use. And moving on to another one, it's going to be Greninja, Carbink, and Hypno. Now, talking about Hypno, think about the rise of the meta, like rise of the types in the next season. There are going to be fighting and poisons like Clotsire, right? So confusion users are going to be damn good. You can also use Girafarig, you can also use Oranguru, right? So yeah, this team is gonna be pretty pretty very good. And Greninja is actually ranked 40 in the Open Great League, which is very decent, right? Carbink being the number 2 Pokemon for the Open Great League next season. And also, yeah, Greninja is going to be weak against those fighting types. So you can say swap into your Carbink, right? And Greninja and Carbink both are going to be weak against those grass types, but you gotta do some teamwork. And you can also run Carbink in the lead, and you can try ABA weak against grass, right? And you can always tank a lot of moves in your Carbink and go for the Moonblast. And yeah, this is going to be a cool team. Every team's got their own core breakers and weaknesses. We gotta do some teamworks, right? And yeah, this is going to be pretty cool team. And for alligators, Greninja can do good against just those for alligators. Just go for the Night Slash against when you find for alligators, right? So this is going to be an interesting team. Moving on to another team, it's going to be Hypno again. Hypno and double weak against fighting. Now this is kind of similar to previous team where we use Clefable and Dunsparce and Diggersby, right? Now this is going to be Hypno, Licky, and Pangoro. Now, yeah, confuse your user up front there and Licky as your safe swap. This is going to be good, but a little weak against those flyers, right? A little weak against those flyers, but you can handle it. But the thing is, Licky's now got rollout, so it's not like weak against those flyers. Now, remember, like, try to imagine Lickitung against those Altarias in the previous season or the season until now. It was a little hard, right? And it didn't have any hard hitting or a good move to throw at against Skarmory or even Talonflame, right? But Licky's got rollout now. This is going to be really interesting. And yeah, this is going to be very good team to run. Moving on to another team, it's going to be Ferrothorn and Double Water, Gastrodon and Azumarill at the back. Yep, Ferrothorn. I like running Ferrothorn in this season, coming season. Definitely Ferrothorn is going to be core breaker for a lot of the teams. A lot of the teams will run Jumpluff or even Gastrodon or even in the same team, or they will run Double Water. And Feraligatr is still in the meta. Azumarill is still in number 14 in coming season, so it's still going to be meta. This is going to be a very interesting team that's running Ferrothorn. You guys should try running Ferrothorn. It's going to be really good. Now, putting Azu in there has got no problem against those flyers as well, right? It's got that ice beam coverage, and Azu being the tank still in number 14 always is meta. And that's a really good Pokemon to run. And Gastrodon being ground very strong against those fires as well, and as well as those poison types, right? So this is going to be really strong team. Moving on to another team, it's going to be Azumarill, Jumpluff, and Sandslash. Alone Sandslash, you can run Shadow Claw in your own Sandslash, or you can run Shadow and non-Shadow variant, both in your Alone Sandslash if you got. So just looking at this team, both grass and ice, and still being weak to fire. You got Azumarill up front there, so yeah, basically that is the line of this team. And ABA weak against those poison types. Now the poison types is going to be Clotsire. If you see Clotsire in the lead, Azumarill you can throw Ice Beam, right? If it's not got Sludge Bomb, then you're not in trouble, right? So you just gotta stay, and Jump Off is gonna be safe. So that's how you're gonna play this team. And yeah, double weak, double strong against fighting, Jump Off, and Azumarill, and Sandslash is weak against fighting. Again, backline is weak against fire. Azumarill is gonna be good in the lead against those. So yeah, against those Venusaurs, it's gonna be a little difficult, but you got Airlace in your Jump Off, and in the lead, only in the lead, it's gonna be difficult. And you got almost Sandslash, and Powder Stone is much preferred because Jump Off is going to be everywhere in the meta. And yeah, this team is going to be cool. Moving on to another team, it's going to be Clodsire, Licky, and Guzzlord. Again, a little similar team. It would be like weak against fighters. Guzzlord is going to be very, very amazing. It's gonna do good against those Mud Boys as well, right? So yeah, this is gonna be pretty decent team. And if you see Gastrodon, you just swap, right? And if you see fighters, you just stay. If you see flyers, you just stay. And that's how you're gonna run this team. Just there's nothing hard to understand running this team. It's kind of easy to run, easy to understand. Now moving on to another one, it's going to be Wigglytuff, Dunsparce, and Guzzlord. Again, similar team. There are going to be a lot of Pangorus and Machamps, right? A lot of those. So Wigglytuff is going to be really interesting pick. And you can also run Gastrodon instead of Dunsparce here. And that's going to be still fine, right? But yeah, this is going to be interesting. Running Wigglytuff is going to be good, guys. Now, think about Dark and Fighting types, and Mandibuzz is still in the meta, right? So that is why. And yeah, it's going to be weak against Clodsires, and your Dunsparce can handle that. And Guzzlord is going to be neutral against those Clodsires. So yeah, this game is going to be cool. Moving on to another one, it's going to be Gastrodon, Goodra, and Talonflame. Talonflame is still going to be good, and look at the movesets there: Fly and Brave Bird, no Flame Charge. You can also run Flame Charge instead of Brave Bird. And yeah, this is going to be, but definitely you need Fly, in my view. You definitely need Fly. And Gastrodon is going to be weak against Grass. You got Dragon and Fire Flyer at the back, so there's no problem. The only problem is going to be Azumarill. Gastrodon is kind of neutral answer for that. And with shields, Gastrodon can do pretty fine against Azumarill as well, right? And you can also put something very strong against Azumarill instead of Gastrodon there. Then that way it will be ABB against Azumarills and other like Water Fairies or something like that. And yeah, so think about rollout buff, Dunsparce and Licky. Gastrodon is going to do pretty good against those, and Talonflame is going to be weak against those. So Gastrodon and Talonflame is going to be very interesting, very good core. And yeah, that's how it's going to go. Moving on to another one, Dunsparce, Double Grass, Ferrothorn, and Trevenant. Grass can be meta next season. Like I said, the Rise is going to be ground types, so even against Clodsire, Ferrothorn, and Trevenant can do pretty fine, right? So yeah, this is pretty like both the Pokemon at the back are going to be weak against those fires. We got Rollout, Driller, Run, and Rock Slide in the lead with Dunsparce, and ABA weak against fighting. This team is going to be ABA weak against fighting. If you see fighting type in the lead, you can stay, sacrifice your Dunsparce. That is how it's gonna go with this team. All right, so that's how you run ABA. You need that. That's the ABA line, and we still got another ABA style team coming up in this video. And you got very good answer against that fighting type being Trevenant. Now Pangoro can be core breaker, but still can be playable, and it's not just top left, but you can do teamwork and you'll be able to run. And those fighting types are going to be a little glassy. So you are gonna grab the shield with Drill Run, and you're gonna reach the Drill Run with your Dunsparce, and that's how you're gonna play, right? If you see fighting in the lead, just stay. And moving on to another team, it's going to be Clodsire, Dunsparce, and Jumpluff. This team is suggested by our fellow content creator PC3 Gaming, PVPOKE. So this is a pretty strong line, and thank you for submitting or suggesting your team, and you guys need to check out his channel as well. And let's get to 1000 subscribers in his channel. He's at 800 at the moment, so please do check out his channel as well, right? I'll leave the link in the description. And yep, his team is going to be Clotsire, Dunsparce, and Jumpluff. It is going to be quite a cool team to run. Now, these all three are going to be meta, right? So this is going to be obviously going to be strong. All three Pokemon are in top 5 in the PVPOKE rankings for the Open Great League, so definitely going to be strong line. Now, moving on to another, and our Discord member here, I'm slaking off, suggests Gastrodon, Togetic, and Carbink. Now, there we go. Togetic, interesting pick there, but he's going to be really strong, and he's a really good player. And yep, this is going to be his team. Gastrodon in up front, and Togetic and Carbink there. Yeah, really. Now, if you think about grass, then you can just like ABA to grass, it might be, and you can just save swap into your Carbink, and you can tank a lot of moves being a Carbink, right? You guys know it. And we got a Fire Fairy in there. And yeah, now other fairies are going to be normal fairy like Wigglytuff, and pure fairy like Clefable. This is going to be Togetic Flyer Fairy for the Open Great League. It's going to be pretty interesting. And yep, this is going to be good team. Moving on to another, it's going to be a Beatrix Skiddo, my friend, and our fellow Discord member. Suggest Jumpluff in the lead, and Nidoqueen and Feraligatr at the back. Now, triple blue team. All three are blue, right? Nidoqueen is blue. Is Jumpluff blue? Feraligatr is definitely blue. Damn, man, what's happening to my eyes? And this is a pretty good team. It's going to be Nidoqueen. I brought you a video like a few days back. Do check that out about Nidoqueen, and it's going to be good in next season as well, right? Now, talking about Clotsires, it's going to be neutral, landing those earth powers and earthquakes. Yeah, this is going to be good. And there are going to be a lot of fairies, right? There are going to be a lot of fairies and fighters. So Nidoqueen is going to be really good. And Jumpluff up front is going to be pretty fine there. Now, if there is Charge Bug, it's still not a problem. You got Nidoqueen. Charge Bug can do nothing against Nidoqueen. I'm talking about Jumpluff and Feraligatr. It might be ABA against those, but it's gonna be still fine. Like Xazor is not gonna do super effective against Jumpluff, so it's gonna be fine. And yeah, this is a pretty strong line. You guys can you guys can run it. And moving on to another team, it's gonna be team suggested by SpookyMafia. Clotsire, Jumpluff, Ferrothorn. Right, it's going to be another interesting line, another strong line. Again, Spooky also thinks that Ferrothorn is going to be good in next season, just like me, and he's a very good player. And there we go, Jumpluff and Clotsire is going to be everybody's favorite next season. And yeah, this is going to be meta, and this is going to be Clotsire double grass. So yeah, this is a very, very strong line. So moving on to another team, it's going to be Clotsire, Feraligatr, and Machamp. Definitely, if you have Shadow Machamp, definitely run that Shadow Machamp. And Karate Chop and Cross Chop is going to be amazing. Alright, so talking about its turns. Now, Karate Chop, I believe Karate Chop is going to be 8 for 2. That means it's going to be 4 Karate Chops, or 5, to reach to Cross Chop. It's going to be, I think, 7 Karate Chops to reach to Stone Age. That is going to be crazy, right? And I believe to reach to second Stone Age, it's going to be 6 Karate Chops. So I'll again recheck that, and I kind of forgot. And yeah, this is a very strong land for Alligator. The meta still, right? So yeah, this is going to be very, very good team. And those Carbings and Bastodons are got nowhere to go. Now Carbing against Machamp is going to be a little different, like in comparison against Clotsires and Feraligatrs. But I'm talking about, if you're talking about Bastodon, then they got nowhere to go, right? So this is going to be pretty good. And now those poison and grass types, right? The backline might be weak, and Superior actually beats Shadow Machamp. It's got their air release as well, and gonna be for Alligator as well. So we got a good answer against that. We got Poison up front, right? So yeah, it's gonna be pretty good team. This team was suggested by Rigor316. So thank you for suggesting us your team, Rigor316. Right? Well, we already talked about Spooky, and this is going to be Rigor316 team. This is going to be another strong team. Moving on to another one, it's going to be Uchiha Raul 37, one of the best player, right? My friend, and he's running ABA, weak against fighting type, Diggersby in the lead, Jumpluff, and Dunsparce. Now, the idea is the same. If you see fighting type against your Diggersby in the lead, you just stay, right? You're gonna grab the shield. You're gonna stay, and then you got another weak to fighting at the back. That's how ABA runs, right? So Uchiha 37 is ABA king. And yeah, this team is going to be really strong. Moving on to another one. It's going to be ChewbieSkinner's team. It's going to be Clotsire, Jumpluff, and A-Slash. Now, A-Slash is going to be really crazy next season as well. Again, double weak to fire at the back. You got Clotsire with Earthquake and Stone Edge. So yeah, ABB against fire and gonna be pretty strong, man. And also, again, A-Slash and Clotsires are going to be this kind of similar team that I did earlier, right? Again, this is team suggested by ChewbieSkinner. It's a very good team. And moving on to another team, it's going to be Zaid 440's team. It's going to be Clotsire, Feraligatr, and Mandibuzz. There we go, Clotsire. Everybody's favorite, right, for next season. Clotsire, Feraligatr, and Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz is going to be meta for Alligator as well. Now, really strong team, and you got now there are not going to be electric meta like until this season. In next season, electric meta is going to be like the same Charger Box, and Unova Stunfisk is going to be good, but yeah, double weak to electric at the back, and you got Clotsire up front. So this is a very balanced team, and is going to be really strong. And thank you, Zaid, for suggesting the team. And that is it, guys. Those were the teams. For Open Great League next season. And yep, I hope you like the content. If you like the content, then please do subscribe to the channel. And if you have not yet, and please leave a like and comment. Thank you so much, guys.